Alright, Knights of Chagaria, welcome back to Brigandine, the Legend of Runersia. How you doing? I'm your host, Veracitytrigger. And we're going to be covering Pick today.
And as usual, stay triggered. Pew pew, pew.
Okay, Pick. This is a pretty interesting character. This is a fairy in a kingdom of Norzalio, and he's just a very tiny little character, but he does pack a punch. So Pick is a male, age 13, a Barrett Star, class Barrett Star, for what I have him right now. I don't have him in the final tier, I've only got him in the secondary tier, so just bear with me, okay? But this Barrett Fairy is a devilishly mischievous. Elena rescued him when he was still a baby Barrett, and he has followed Elena around ever since, referring to her as his princess. Never honest with anyone other than Elena, he speaks rudely even to Prince Urbino. For Elena, however, he would willingly sacrifice his own life. His powers are still weak as he has yet to transform into his adult body, but he excels at providing cover for allies and confusing the enemy as he zips along the battlefield. So, he's a very interesting character. He is a unique character in the game, much like Dinadan was in the previous incarnation of Legend of... Grand Edition, I should say. Okay, so what does Pick get? You get this orb thing. It's like a ball of energy, essentially. You can equip this on clay golems and a few other things too, but an orb is only particularly equipped with certain kinds of monsters. So this is more monster gear that he actually gets to equip for just his offensive ability here. So don't confuse his defensive equipment with his offensive monster gear equipment, okay? You do get a light robe, which mages get. You do get a light hat, and you get a ring for him to equip. He is a 3 green dot leader here, so you are working with green elements here. You do have this ability called Elena's Protection, which is very unique to him, and so you have to actually be putting Elena on the same team as him, for Pick, to get this particular ability to work. This will not work if Elena is not on the same team in the same battlefield. It will not work. Okay? So once you have Elena on the same team, Pick gets this Elena's Protection ability. It increases intelligence by 10% and recovers 20% of max MP every turn in battles started with Elena. So every single turn, you're going to get 20% of your MP back. And having an MP pool right now of 273, the max number is back here. The front number is what decreases. The max number is your overall. And so that would be, well, 10% of 273 would be 27. And so another 10% would be another 27. So that'd be 54 MP. You get 54 MP back every single turn you play with Elena on a team, which basically means you regen MP, which most leaders never ever do this every single turn of the battle. So you can keep throwing out magic every turn to every other turn. It gets really, really cool. So he can be a monster on a battlefield. Now the problem is, his HP is so low, and his defense is so low. You need protect spells. You need to hide this guy. You need to hide this guy. Yes, his agility's high, but if he gets hit in any way, shape, or form 2 times, he's probably dead. Now, he is a special character. He's very good. His command range is awesome. 4. I meant to make a check mark there. Awesome. 4. And he's got rune growth of B. He's a sky type. He flies all the time. So, you got some good rune power. But his downside here is going to be archers, because he's always flying. If Archer shoots him too many times, he's going to drop, and you're just not going to do very well against a team of archers. I'm just saying right now. Centaurs, archers are his weakness. So what you need to do for him is make sure you have Protect on him as much as possible, and a heal spell nearby. A loop heal with a Protect spell would probably be perfect for him, because then you don't have to think too hard on it, although you might need the drop heal every once in a while. So essentially that's kind of how to work it. Now his intelligence is 120, which is intelligence 120 is freaking amazing at level 22. He probably has one of the highest intelligence in the game, so he's probably one of the best mages in the game. But what magic does he do? Well, he does a lot of magic, actually. Twinkle Barrett is his basic skill, normal attack, 95. he hits them with his little pixie tap. Essentially, this is the pixie from the previous game, the fairies that were in a previous game. Now it's a male pixie in this game. That's essentially what it is. It has a special character. Fairy Prank is interesting skill. It deals minor damage to all units within 2 hex radius, never misses, has 25% chance of inflicting paralyze. So if you get a little surrounded by stuff, you can do this Fairy Prank and just paralyze. You have a chance of paralyzing them. It's a pretty good chance, 25% chance. It seems like it's low, but it actually is quite high when you see it work out in a game. Now, what do you get? The basic one you get is Geno Thunder. So having Elaine on the team, ticking over 54 MP every turn, you can possibly do Geno Thunder. I don't know how many times in the battlefield. Depends on how soon you get into the battle. As long as Elaine is there, he'll keep getting MP to do this. Now, he has a protect spell to protect himself, so you can do it, but at that point, I'd feel like you're not utilizing his damage-dealing properties as well, because with 120 intelligence, you don't need any intelligence to cast Protect. Protect just automatically protects. You don't need a certain level of intelligence to do it. So might as well have another fairy or gremlin cast Protect on him so he can actually use his offensive properties to utilize this 120 intelligence to get the max amount of damage from a Geno Thunder. So you also have Thunder here, Paralyze, Silence, Protect. These are just other skills you can do. It probably means that you can paralyze an enemy with a very high intelligence, which you can make that work. So you can use stat effects instead of straight damage if you want to, but I feel it's a waste because 120 intelligence, you're just getting as high a damage as you can. So I would rather go with Thunder, Geno Thunder. I would really only do Paralyze if you're low on MP or if you feel like you have to paralyze the enemy and you got a good chance of doing it. Like if there's a big red dragon in front of you and you can't kill it, just, I guess, paralyze it and stop it for a turn just so it doesn't hurt you too much. Now here's an interesting thing that he has here. He's got Vox Dome. This is kind of unique to him. I can't think that there's any other monster or leader that has this in the game, but it inflicts silence on all enemy units within 3 hex radius. So it silences everybody in a 3 hex radius. It's very powerful. So if you're within a group of other mages, let's say you're within a group of wizards that have red spells that could hurt him because he's green, do Vox Dome. This will really help you. If you're fighting against Muwa, do Vox Dome. And you'll stop him from casting a flame on Pick and hurting him. That'll be really, really good. But just remember you have this skill. This is a tactical skill. Now, this is only needed when you think it's going to be necessary. Otherwise, personally for me, I would focus on Thunder and I would focus on Geno Thunder. If you have to self-protect himself because you don't have any other fairies on your team or gremlins or whatever to do protect, then just, have him protect himself. And if you have to paralyze something because it's a red dragon, it's about to blow fire, on you or acid or whatever, then go for the paralyze. But the best thing you can do with him, in all honesty, is bring Elaine with him and maybe bring either Grado, Shizzler, or Jack, or some other really, really good frontline tank, maybe even Ariana. Although I think at this point, you probably want somebody that can heal themselves to be in a front line. And then Pick doesn't have to really do anything as far as somebody protecting him. I'd say probably a Paladin would be best for Pick as far as a team is concerned with Elaine. So maybe Grados, Pick, Elaine, or even her father, Shizzler, Elaine, and Pick. It makes kind of a family affair. So that's all I really have for Pick. Pick is a unique character. You have to be very careful how to play with this guy because he can die if you're a little too reckless. If they have too many breath attacks and you're just not in a good position and you just haven't set up a good defense. But if you know how to set up your defense very well and you're more of a turtley kind of guy or girl, as far as strategy goes, you can really, really shine using Pick. He's a very powerful player. He's kind of like a floaty, half health, half life, higher intelligence Kai. with needing his like how Kai kind of needs Mariette, Pick kind of needs Elena to be on a team. So it's kind of like he needs somebody else to shine a little bit, but he can be an amazing mage. But just be careful, okay? So that's all I got for pick. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, definitely drop a like and make sure you subscribe. We're going to be covering more of these. I think we only have Elena and Rubino next. So yeah, we're getting very close to the final country. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by. And stay triggered, my friends.